Hello, good evening everyone. Nagbabalik si Sir Jude tonight, and here's my video lecture of our lesson this morning, balancing chemical equations. Now, a lot of you were intimidated by this lesson because of its mathematical, computational, and trial and error method, which I know is confusing at first, but let me tell you, this is low-key my personal favorite lesson to discuss in chemistry because of the sense of accomplishment and fulfillment in accomplishing the problem solving. Um, and at the same time, no, iba yung feel kapag na-complete yung coefficients ng chemical equations. So, ano ba yung basis bakit natin pinag-aaralan ang balancing chemical equations? So, this lesson is attributed to or is in coordination with the law of conservation of mass, wherein mass is neither created nor destroyed in a reaction. Okay? And it follows the principle that the mass of the reactants is equivalent to the mass of the products, theoretically. All right? So how do we determine if a certain reaction is balanced or unbalanced? So all we have to do is just count the number of atoms of each element in the reactant and product side, and then compare if they are similar or not. So let's start with carbon. There's one carbon atom on the reactant side and one carbon atom at the product side. You have two oxygen atoms on the reactant side, and the same is also true for the product side. So because you have 1, 2, 1, 2, therefore you have a balanced chemical equation already. Next, we have Mn plus Cr ClO4 3 producing MnClO4 4 plus Cr. So don't be bothered by the parentheses, no? So let's start with the elements that do not have the parentheses. We have Mn, so each side has one manganese atom. And the same is also true for chromium. Each side of the equation has one chromium atom each. Now let's take into consideration all the elements inside the parentheses. Let's start with chlorine. On the reactant side, you have one chlorine atom, and outside the parentheses, you have number 3. So you have to distribute that number. So 1 times 3 equals 3 chlorine atoms. However, on the product side, you have one chlorine atom inside the parentheses, and you have number 4 as a number outside the parentheses. So distribute that inside. 1 times 4 equals 4 chlorine atoms. So technically at this point, we can already conclude that this equation is unbalanced, but let's take also into consideration oxygen. For oxygen, there are 4 atoms inside the parentheses, then times 3 subscript, so we have 12 on the reactant side. And on the product side, you have 4 oxygen atoms inside the parentheses, and then you have number 4 outside the parentheses, so 4 times 4 equals 16. So judging by the numbers 11312 versus 11468, it's very obvious, no, that this equation is unbalanced. Okay? So let's answer the question, is the chemical equation balanced or unbalanced? So we have 1 mole of H2 or hydrogen molecule plus 2 moles of O2 oxygen molecule producing 2 moles of H2O or water, which is a combination reaction. So on the reactant side, you have 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 times 2, and you have 4 hydrogen atoms, 2 times 2. So dito pa lang unbalanced na. While for oxygen, you have 4 oxygen atoms, 2 times 2, and you on the reactant side, and you have 2 oxygen atoms on the product side, 2 times 1. So even though they have the same numbers, 2 and 4, they don't match with the number of elements. So therefore, this equation is unbalanced, meaning there is something wrong with the way this equation was balanced. So, mali ng coefficients na ilagay. Okay. Next, we have 2 moles of Ag2O. So this is sil 2 moles of silver 1 oxide decomposing to 4 moles of silver Ag and 1 mole of O2 oxygen molecule. So reactant side, we have 4 atoms of silver, 2 times 2. And on the product side, we have 4 atoms of silver as well, 4 times 1. On the with oxygen, we have 2 atoms, no? 2 times 1 on the reactant side. And on the product side, you have 2 as well, 1 times 2. So this equation is balanced already. So because the title of this lesson is Balancing Chemical Equations, our goal is to turn unbalanced to balanced. Okay? So let's identify first the type and balance each chemical equation. So these four reactions, no, they follow the combination reaction format because they start as separate entities, whether they elements or compounds, and they ended up as one big entity. So in Tagalog, no, they start as nagsimulang magkahiwalay, then eventually nagsama. So how do we balance chemical equations nga pa? So in balancing chemical equations, normally I start from left to right. So let's start with number one. You have two N atoms at nitrogen atoms at the left side, and you only have one nitrogen atom at the right side. So therefore, to make 1, 2, you have to multiply NH3 by 2. That means nitrogen is already balanced. So our concern now is hydrogen. On the reactant side, you have 2 atoms of hydrogen. And on the product side, you now have 2 times 3 equals 6 atoms of hydrogen. So 2 on the left, 6 on the right. To make 2 into 6, you have to multiply H2 by 3. At this point, hydrogen is already balanced. So therefore, the coefficient that we're going to write beside N2 is simply 1. So notice that in balancing chemical equations, this is largely a trial error process. You can start with whatever element you want. And also, no, you don't change what's given to you. You write the coefficient next to the chemical formula. Okay? Second example, H2 plus O2 becoming H2O. So, based on my optics, the one that is unbalanced to me is oxygen because both cases, both sides of the equation have two atoms of hydrogen. So let's start with oxygen. You have two atoms of oxygen here, only one here. So therefore, you have to multiply H2O by 2. Sa consequence, oxygen is already balanced. Now, adamay si hydrogen. So 2 times 2 equals 4 on the right side. And on the left side, you only have 2. So to make that 4, you have to multiply H2 by 2. Okay? And because hydrogen is already balanced, no, you put 1 next to O2. Okay. Number 3, you have Na plus Cl2 making NaCl, which is the table salt. No? I'd like to start with Cl because Cl is the one that is optically and numerically unbalanced to me. So you have two Cl atoms at the left side and only one Cl atom at the right side. So I will multiply NaCl by 2. As a consequence, damay si Na. So therefore, you have two sodium atoms at the right side and you only have one sodium atom of the left side. So you multiply Na by 2. And because at this point, balance na, you write 1 sa Cl2. Okay? Last example, for combination, you have P4O6 plus H2O becoming H3PO3. This is the trickiest and the most difficult of the four, but I'm here to help you, so let's begin. You have four phosphorus atoms at the left side, and you only have one phosphorus atom at the right side, so we write 4 here. So, okay na si P. Then, beside number 4 on the right side is H3. So, you have 12 hydrogen atoms at the right side, and you only have 2 hydrogen atoms at the left side. So, 2, for it to become 12, you have to multiply 2 by 6. Therefore, we put 6 as the coefficient of H2O. And as a consequence, balance na si letter H. Now, what coefficient to write beside P4O6? No? So, at this point, let's count the number of oxygen atoms. In this side, you have 6 plus, in this side, 6 times 1, you also have 6. So 6 plus 6 is equivalent to 12. Then on the right side, you have 4 times 3, which is already 12. So that means the number of oxygen atoms are already balanced. So therefore, you will write or have to write 1 beside P4O6. All right. So this is basic balancing chemical equations. There are no tricks or difficult um, groups yet. So let's move to our second example. Okay, let me just erase the writings first. Okay, ayan. So these three equations, no, as you notice, all of them begin with a hydrocarbon or a compound containing hydrogen and carbon, and then you burn them with oxygen gas, and then the products are always carbon dioxide, CO2, and water, H2O. So they follow a specific formula wherein combustion happens. In combustion, there are three um, reagents repeating, and that's O2, CO2, and H2O. Okay? In combustion, we follow a pattern in balancing. We follow the format CHO, meaning you balance carbon first, then hydrogen, and then oxygen. So let's start with our first example, our hydrocarbon C2H4. So there are two atoms on the reactant side, only one carbon atom at the product side, so multiply CO2 by 2. Carbon is already balanced. Next, hydrogen. You have four hydrogen atoms on the reactant side, only two on the product side, so we have to multiply H2O by 2. Hydrogen is already balanced. Now, our main concern is oxygen, and we put it last. Um, in this case, you have two oxygen atoms on the reactant side. On the product side, you have 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 2 times 1, which is 2. So 4 plus 2, you have a total of 6 oxygen atoms at the product side. So you only have 2 on the left side, and you only have 6 on the right side. So for 2 to become 6, you have to multiply O2 by 3. As a consequence, oxygen is now balanced. Therefore, we write number 1 as a coefficient of C2H4. Okay? Second example, this time with C3H8. So you have three carbon atoms on the reactant side, and you only have one on the product side. So you multiply CO2 by 3. Next, you have 8 hydrogen atoms on the reactant side, and only 2 on the product side. So for 2 to become 8, you multiply H2O by 4. That means hydrogen is already done. or balanced. And now we have oxygen. So oxygen on the reactant side, we have 2. And on the product side, we have 3 times 2, which is 6, plus 4 times 1 is 4. So 6 plus 4 is equivalent to 10. You have 2 oxygen atoms on the reactant side, and you have 10 on the product side. So for 2 to become 10, you have to multiply O2 by 5. And because O2 is balanced, therefore, we write 1 as the coefficient of C3H8. Okay? Last example for combustion. Okay, C6H12 was our hydrocarbon. So you have 6 carbon atoms on the reactant side and only 1 on the product side. So you multiply CO2 by 6. Then that means carbon is done with. For hydrogen, you have 12 on the reactant side and only 2 on the product side. So you multiply H2O by 6. Now, with oxygen, once again, you have 2 on the reactant side. Tapos on the product side, you have 6 times 2, which is 12, plus 6 times 1, which is 6. So 12 plus 6 was 18. So you have 2 on the reactant side and a total of 18 on the product side. So for 2 to become 18, you have to multiply O2 by 9. And with oxygen, now completely balanced, therefore we put 1 as the coefficient of C6H12. Okay, so that is combustion for you. And unlike the other uh, types of equations for combustion, we always balance carbon first, then hydrogen, and then oxygen because they're the only elements so far in these 3 examples. Okay, let's move on to the next one. All right, so let's proceed to the third set of equations. The third set of equations, we start with our agent, wherein its entities are close together, no? And then eventually they start to separate, no? So this is decomposition because in Tagalog, it start as magkasama and then ang ending magkahiwalay. Excuse me. And at this point, this is where the level of difficulty moves up na. So we're on the average level at this point. Okay. Let's start with Al2O3 decomposing to Al plus O2. Normally, our instinct is to balance Al first because it is found at the left side and it is also unbalanced. So you have 2 Al atoms at the left and then 1 Al atom at the right. So our instinct is to put 2 on Al. The problem with this type problem, technically there's nothing wrong with what we're doing. What we're doing is correct. But at the same time, there is a problem. We're done with Al, but at the same time, nothing happened with oxygen that makes it balance. In short, walang nadamay. And this is a sign na hindi maganda yung start natin. No? Not all the time this happens. It really depends on the equation given to you. So you have to figure out a way to make the elements balance. So let's start with oxygen. So for oxygen, you have 3 atoms on the left side and we have two atoms on the right side. So we encounter another problem. This is the first time um, we're dealing with numbers na kung saan hindi one yung isa. So therefore, I have to find their least common multiple. So to find the least common multiple, you have to multiply 3, the number of oxygen atoms on the reactant side, by 2, which is the number of the oxygen atoms on the product side. So 3 times 2 is equivalent to 6. And ang goal natin is to make the number of oxygen atoms 6 on both sides. So because we already have 3, then therefore we have to multiply Al2O3 by 2. And on the right side, because we already have 2, we have to multiply it by 3. So at this point, oxygen is already balanced, and we're now left with aluminum. So, ang maganda sa pag nag-start tayo with oxygen, at least in this example is, nadamay na si aluminum. So we have 2 times 2, 4 Al atoms on the left side, and we only have 1 on the right side, therefore we have to write number 4. And with that, aluminum is also balanced. Okay? So next example, we have Ag2O decomposing to Ag plus O2. Let's start with Ag or silver. You have 2 silver atoms on the left side, and you only have 1 on the right side. So our instinct is to multiply Ag by 2. But the problem is, hindi affected si O. So therefore, it's not a good start. Even with experienced teachers like me, minsan we commit computational errors. What I'm saying is, minsan hindi maganda yung start. So, you have to figure out a way para makapag-balance pa rin. If not with Ag, let's start with O. You only have 1 oxygen atom at the left side and 2 oxygen atoms at the right side. So, we have to multiply Ag2O by 2. Therefore, balance na si oxygen. And as a consequence, nadamay si silver. So, you have 2 times 2, 4 silver atoms on the left, and you only have 1 on the right. So I have to multiply Ag by 4. And because at this point, silver is already balanced, therefore to write 1 as the coefficient of O2. Last, this is one of the most difficult, we're not yet on the boss level, no, but this is probably the most difficult equation to balance. Okay, so we have N2O5 decomposing to NO2 plus O2. Let's start with N2O5. So, ako, ayoko nang may nakikitang odd numbers. And the odd number that I see is number 5. And to make it even, I will multiply N2O5 by 2 automatically. Okay? But ayoko munang i-solve or i-balance si oxygen. Doon muna ako kay nitrogen kasi siya yung nadamay in this case. So, we have 2 times 2, 4 nitrogen atoms on the left side, and we only have 1 on the right side, so we have to multiply this one by 4. At this point, nitrogen is already balanced. Now, for oxygen, no, you have 2 times 5, which is 10 on the left side. You have 4 times 2, which is 8 on the first product. And you have so far 2 on this product as well. So you have 10 on the reactant side, and you have 8 plus 2 on the product side. Therefore, because this is already balanced, you have to put 1 on O2. Okay? So, I cannot teach you the long method. So once we're in, kailangan ko mag-start with the wrong reagent or the element because magtatagal. So, I'm sure you will encounter these types of errors, these types of miscalculations tomorrow. But again, Sabi ko kanina, you will still have to find a way with other elements para mabalance ang chemical equation. Okay? So that's the composition for you. All right. So we're now on our fourth group of equations. And in this group, this is the longest, normally this is the longest group of equations. And we have double displacement. Because in double displacement, you exchange partners in each reagent. Okay? And this is what I will call the boss level because as you notice, meron na tayong parentheses. But the boss level na pinapakita ko sa inyo, this is just junior high school level. Hindi pa to yung hardcore level talaga because we're running out of time. We're not sure kung may shortened period tayo dito sa Makati. So far, wala. And you have to make the most of what you have. Right? So let's start with PbNO32 plus Ki becoming PbI2 plus KNO3. Okay. So, because bago sa inyo yung parenthesis, dun tayo sa parenthesis mag-start. Okay. Pag may nakita ang parenthesis, the subscript here tells you the number of groups present in a certain that reagent. So, in PbNO32, we have two groups of NO3 on the reactant side. On the product side, may makikita ka pa rin NO3, but it's not inside the parenthesis. And if it's not inside the parenthesis, therefore you only have one group of NO3. Okay? Now, you have two groups of NO3 on the left side, and you only have one group of NO3 on the right side. So to make one group 2, you have to multiply KNO3 by 2. So consequence, balance sa C, NO3. However, nadamay si K. So you have two atoms of potassium here, and you only have one atom of potassium on the left side. So you have to put 2 to Ki. As a result, balance sa si potassium. Okay? Next, nadamay si letter I. So you have two atoms of I on the left side, and you already have two atoms of iodine on the right side. Therefore, balance sa si I. And as you can see with Pb, balance na rin si Pb because you have one Pb atom on each side. So therefore, yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Next, we have B2Br6 plus HNO3 becoming BNO33 plus HBr. Kanina when we were practicing, no, although nag-start tayo with parentheses, I suggested na mag-start with letter B because that will lead you to the more effortless balancing. Let's start with B or boron. You have two atoms of boron here, and you only have one here. So multiply BNO33 by 2. Balance sa si letter B. As a consequence, nadami si NO3. Okay. So now, because meron kang 3 sa labas ng parenthesis, you have 2 times 3, 6 groups of NO3. And since walang parenthesis dito, you only have one group of NO3. So in order for 1 to become 6, you have to multiply HNO3 by 6. So balance na yung NO3 groups. However, nadamay si letter H. So we have 6 times 1, 6 hydrogen atoms on the left side, and you only have one on the right side. Therefore, you have to multiply HBr by 6. Balancing hydrogen in the process. Dami si Br. So you have 6 atoms of Br on the right side. And you already have 6 on the left side. Therefore, our final coefficient with B2Br6 is number 1. So you have 1, 6, 2, 6. Okay. Last double displacement equation, you have AlBr3 plus K2SO4 becoming Al2SO43 plus KBr. This time, I'd like to start with the groups. And the group here is SO4. On the left side, you have one SO4 group. And on the right side, you have three SO4 groups. So for 1 to become 3, therefore you have to multiply K2SO4 by 3, balancing SO4. Damay si K or si potassium. So you have 3 times 2, 6 K atoms on the left side, and you only have 1 on the right side. You have to multiply KBr by 6. Okay na si K, damay si Br. You have 6 times 1, 6 Br atoms on the right side. You only have 3 on the left side. So for 3 to become 6, you have to multiply AlBr3 by 2. Balancing Br. Damay si Al. So you have 2 Al atoms on the left side, and you already have 2 on the right side. So therefore, our final coefficient is 1 sa Al2SO43. Therefore, our coefficients for the last double displacement equation are 2, 3, 1, 6. Okay? So kung di ako nagkakamali, this is the fourth batch of chemical equations. Ang hindi pa lang natin natatakal is ito, no? So in this case, we start with an element reacting with the compound, and the final product is another element and a compound. Notice that one element replaced the other element in a compound. So this is singular replacement. In Tagalog is may nang-agaw at saka may naagawan. Now, this is the final set of equations, and this is the culmination of all the rules that we tackled from the previous slides, no? Ang naiba nga lang is um, hindi natin fina-follow yung combustion pattern in a way na hindi tayo nag-start with C, H, and O because wala nang CHO in this case, no? So, let's finish this thing. So first, we have Na plus FeBr3 becoming NaBr plus Fe. The one that is unbalanced to me um, numerically is Br. So you have 3 Br atoms on the left side, and you only have 1 on the right side. So we multiply NaBr by 3, balancing Br. Now, dami si Na, 3 Na atoms on the right side, and you only have 1 on the left side. So we multiply Na by 3. So, wala nang nadamay after Na. Fe is already balanced, 1 each. Therefore, our final coefficients are 1 for FeBr3 and 1 for F. Okay, next. Mg plus AgNO3 becoming MgNO32 plus Ag. I'd like to start with the ones in the parentheses. NO3, walang parentheses on the reactant side, so only one group. One on the product side, we have two groups. So the left side, for 1 to become 2, you have to multiply AgNO3 by 2. balancing NO3. Damay si Ag. You now have two Ag atoms on the left side, only one on the right side. Therefore, I have to multiply Ag by 2, balancing Ag. And because Mg is already balanced, meron tig isa. Therefore, I have to write 1 with Mg and also 1 with Mg NO3. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Last, Ag plus AuMnO4 3 becoming Au plus AgMnO4. So I'd like to start with the groups. So you have three MnO4 groups on the left side, and you only have one on the right side. So I have to multiply AgMnO4 by 3, balancing MnO4. Then damay si Ag. So we have 3 times 1, 3 Ag atoms on the right side, and you only have one on the left side. So therefore, I multiply Ag by 3, balancing Ag. Now, because gold or Au is already balanced, tig-isa meron ang Au. Therefore, I will write 1 with AuMnO4 3 and 1 also for Au, ultimately balancing the chemical equation. Okay, so I think sapat na tong examples na tinuro ko and demonstrate ko and sinolve ko para ma-solve yung PETA bukas. And out of all the topics so far sa chemistry this quarter, this is the one that is the most divisive because this, to some people, this is challenging in a fun way, and for others, this is challenging in a difficult way. It's not my fault if mabot kayo ng grade 10 na hindi nyo alam yung basic operations. You have been doing mathematics for a long period of time. And basically, with what we're doing, we've been consulting the basic operations, specifically addition and multiplication. So, if this is the lesson that you consider your kryptonite or your weakness, then I suggest that you have to keep practicing and practicing until you finally got a hold of it. But in the meantime, this is Sir Jude. Good night and goodbye. See you tomorrow.